and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Amy. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my 10 months postpartum update. I don't think I can really say postpartum. I don't know really how to say it. I'm going to be talking about 5 subjects of postpartum. So I'm going to be talking about contraception, weight, hair loss, skin and mental health, and how everything has affected me in these 10 months of having a baby. So the first thing I want to talk about is weight and contraception. So how contraception affected my weight and how my weight's doing after having a baby. I'm happy with my weight now, 10 months later. Here is my body. I'm not really comfortable showing, but I'm going to do it anyway. As you can see, I have quite a few stretch marks on the front of my belly. The flash isn't doing me any favours, they're making them look worse, but this is my tummy. 6 weeks after giving birth, I went on a contraception called the depot injection. It's an injection that goes on the top of your bum, your lower back, and obviously it prevents you from having a baby, and you have this done every 3 months. I'm not sure if it was 3 months or I had it done every 3 months twice. I think I had it done twice. My brain is just everywhere at the moment. First time I had it done in a clinic, because obviously where coronavirus and all that, a lot of doctors weren't taking people, so they referred me to a clinic, and that's where I had it done. This was a mistake. See, every contraception works different for everybody, so if you're having that injection done, it might work for you, but it really didn't work for me. It made me gain so much weight, it was unbelievable. So obviously after having Jaden, I was breastfeeding for a while, and a lot of weight dropped off because breastfeeding does help weight go away, and I was getting more confident with my body. I was fitting back into jeans that fit me before I was pregnant, and I was getting happy. I was thinking, oh okay, we can do this with a bit more exercise and a bit more, you know, eating healthy. We can get back to the goal, like back to my weight I was before I had my baby. Then obviously I had the injection and I started to notice that I was gaining weight. So I do like weigh myself once a month. It used to be a bit more often than that. I don't know why, I just think I like to know how much I weigh, and it isn't healthy to constantly weigh yourself. I don't recommend weighing yourself constantly because it can put you down if you're not what you want to be. It did give me really bad mood swings. One minute I'll be really happy, the next minute I'll just be bawling my eyes out, crying, sad for no reason. I didn't know why I was upset. Then the next minute I was angry, and I don't know why I was angry, like irritated with everything and everyone. The injection also gave me constant hunger. I feel like this is why I put on weight as well, because I was constantly hungry, and I don't know whether it was because I was bored as well. Like I was in a lot when Jaden was first born, and I would just eat something like a big meal, and then I'd be full for about 20 minutes, and then I'd be hungry, but I'd be wanting snacks, and it was like, oh my god, why am I so hungry all the time? And if I didn't eat, it'd make me feel sick because I'm so hungry that I needed to eat. Second and the last time I had my depot injection, I got really bad leg pain on the leg. Like, so I got it done on my left side. This is my left side here, and my leg pain was so bad. Like, it'd be hard to walk sometimes because I was just in agony. And this happened a couple of days after having the injection, and it lasted for ages and ages, and it was so painful. I remember one time walking down the stairs and nearly falling down the stairs because my leg just went all funny like pins and needles. So I decided to change my contraception, and I changed it to a contraception patch. Now the contraception patch is a little bit like the pill, however you don't take it every day, you put it on once a week. For example, I put it on a Thursday, and then you wear it for a week, and then you change it on that Thursday, and you do that for 3 weeks until it gets to the 3rd Thursday, and then, or the 4th Thursday, and then you take it off for a week for your week break, and then that's when you will get a period. However, my period don't come straight away after the patch, it comes like 3 days after, close enough to when I need to put the patch back on again. However, this is working for me. Yes, I do get little mood swings. Sometimes I'll be angry and sometimes I'll be happy, but it wasn't as bad as the depot injection. Now every contraception has its pros and every contraception has its cons, so it just what works best for you. My skin is pretty bad at the moment, but I don't think that's because I'm on the contraception patch. I feel like that's because I'm not getting a lot of sleep. Obviously that is because I have a baby and I made the choice of having a baby, so I'm not moaning about not getting any sleep, but it would be nice to get one night full sleep. I've been really stressed recently. I don't know why, I just feel stressed constantly. I don't know what to do with it. Like, I try having nice relaxing baths, and for them 10 minutes 15 minutes I'm relaxed, and then I hear my baby crying, and it's like, even though someone's watching him while I'm in the bath, either his dad or my mum, it's like I still feel like I have to get out and help them. I don't know why. I'm not as hungry though, whereas I was really hungry on the depot injection, but now I'm not. Sometimes I go until dinner, until I eat. It's actually unbelievable. Sometimes I do fancy an odd little snack or two and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't really be doing this, I'm trying to lose weight. But it wasn't as bad as when I was on the depot injection. Like I said, the contraception patch is what I'm using at the moment and it is working best for me right now. So I feel like I'm going to stick with the contraception patch. So I've just put two subjects into one, weight loss or weight and contraception together. So now I'm going to talk about hair loss. A lot of people have asked me, obviously, have you got a hair loss recently, or have you had hair loss in your postpartum? I can't even speak properly because I know a lot of people do struggle with hair loss. However, I haven't. I don't know whether that's because I have really thick hair, but I haven't. My leg hair is actually growing much quicker. So before I had Jaden, it wouldn't grow that quick, and then I fell pregnant and my leg hair used to grow so quick and it used to annoy me and constantly shaving. But it's carried on, it hasn't stopped. The only thing I would say about my hair is before it would never really get oily, or never really get like not dirty, like greasy, that's the word, quick. But now it does, and it also gets a lot more knottier, and then one minute it's dry, then one minute it's oilier, and I'm like, what is happening with my hair? Like one minute it wants to be dry, the next minute it wants to be oily. It can't make up its mind. So I want to go more into depth about my skin, how it makes me feel. Now obviously I've struggled with acne, if you want to call it that, since I was 13 years old. I've got a lot of photos and videos. I couldn't find a lot of videos or photos, but here's my skin. As you can see, it's quite red. However, this isn't as bad as what it used to be months and months ago. At one point in my life, my skin was so bad that it hurt me. I had lumps on my forehead and lumps on my cheeks, and I was so embarrassed about it. I would constantly put layers and layers of makeup on to try to hide it. Little did I know that it made it look worse, and I just looked absolutely, to me anyway, ridiculous. Some days my skin can be looking good and I'm like, oh, I feel better about myself, and then some days my skin can be looking really bad and it just makes me feel really awful, which leads me to being stressed and in a bad mood, because if my skin ain't good, I don't feel good, and then everything around me just like stresses me out. I can say that I am a lot happier within my skin, like in my face, from before I was pregnant, because before I was pregnant I couldn't leave the house without makeup, and it wasn't because, oh, I want to look nice, I want to look pretty. I wanted to feel more confident. I didn't want to feel icky. I didn't want people to see my dark circles or my spots. Like, I felt embarrassed, but now I embrace it. I don't know how, like, yeah, I get my days where I feel more like, oh, my spots are really annoying me today and they're stressing me out and they make me feel low, but I still don't put makeup on. Like, there's an odd occasion where I'll put makeup on, sometimes, very, very odd occasion, but I'm not wearing makeup right now. I think the lighting's doing good for my skin though right now, and I just feel like there is no point in me wearing makeup. I haven't got the time either. I have a child, like I'm trying to rush around and do this, and it's like I'd rather do skincare than do makeup. Leading on to my mental health. So before Jaden, when I was younger, I was diagnosed with anxiety. Now I have struggled with it. I haven't spoke about this to you, like to YouTube, ever, so this is like really weird for me to speak about because I don't speak about it. And I was diagnosed with anxiety and I had to take certain medication, and when I was pregnant I decided not to take it, even though they said it was safe. I didn't want to, and I do feel better now a little bit. I still do get anxious. It's when travelling. I rather walk to places, like to my local shops. I'd rather walk than get a bus because I don't like being on buses. That's what gives me the most anxiety. And also my skin, I feel like people are looking at my spots, looking at my dark circles. That makes me anxious. And it's just certain things. Like, I used to suffer with panic attacks a lot, and I mean a lot of panic attacks, and I have recently been struggling with a lot more panic attacks. So I was fine, like my anxiety was quite low, you know, I wasn't really having that much anxiety. You always have it, like you always have that in the back of your head, like you know you've got anxiety and you still have the little bits of it, but it's not been as bad as it has been in the last few weeks. I've been feeling more anxious, more low. I keep crying for no reason. I'll be out with Jaden and I'm panicking he's too hot, I'm panicking he's too cold, and then I'm panicking people are judging me, and then I'm like, oh my god, and I just want to go home and just hide in my bedroom with my baby. Like, it's getting quite bad. I don't even want to go for a morning walk anymore, but I still do it because I have a child and it's not fair on him, so I do it for him. I still go out, I still take him to the park for a little walkabout, and I still do, but it's just getting really hard for me. And that is the truth. Like, I know this is 10 months later, but it's happening now, and I don't know whether that's because obviously of postpartum or just because it's how I am recently. It could do with like the lockdown and coronavirus is making everything worse as well. Like, you can't go here, you can't go there. But that's genuinely how I feel, and I don't know how to deal with it at the moment. I have spoken to my health visitor about it, and she just said to keep an eye on it and things like that, because I don't personally want to go back on the medication, because the medication flared up my skin a lot. And also why I was the reason Jaden is here as well is I was on the pill similar to the contraception patch, but obviously I went on medication for my anxiety, and I also went on medication for my skin, which was like an antibiotics kind of thing. Like, it was just to help clear up your skin, and they both encountered with the pill, and they kind of stop the pill working. Well, that's what my doctor, well, not my doctor, my health visitor thinks anyway could have happened, because when you're on antibiotics it can lower the pill and it can like make your fertility more. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's why I don't want to go on medication for my anxiety or for my skin, because I don't want to fall pregnant, and I'm trying my best not to fall pregnant. So yeah, I just found that really awkward to talk about. I don't know why. No sleep is affecting my mental health just a little bit. Obviously, I don't want people coming at me like, you have a baby, of course you're not going to get as much sleep as you did before. But at the moment where he is teething, like last night for example, he woke up at 12 o'clock, he went to bed at 8, he woke up at 12 o'clock screaming, crying, would not stop crying until about 1:30. I put him back in his cot, and then he woke up at 2, and he was crying for a full 2 hours. 2 hours, I couldn't stop him, and it made me cry because I couldn't help my baby. And it was like, I gave him Calpol, I was rubbing him, like cuddling him, and nothing was comforting him, and it was just like, my baby is in pain and I can't do anything to help him. So I do have a lot of sad outbursts, quite a lot. But this is like only recently I would say that it has affected me more, like my mental health has affected me, because before, like going back 3-4 months ago, it didn't affect me that bad. Obviously I have my days, you can't not have the days when you have anxiety, but just recently I have been like affected by it a lot more. Here are all the 5 subjects that I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you want to ask me a question, do comment below. I will answer as honestly as I can. Well, I will answer as honestly. No, I will answer honestly. That's the one. Or if you don't want me to know who you are asking the question, do add me on Snapchat, because I am going to start putting YOLOs up more where you can ask me anonymous questions, you know, like as many questions as you want without me knowing who you are. You can also ask me on Instagram. I'm going to do a few polls and a few Q&As on there, and I am hoping to do a Q&A at the beginning of next year, because we're in December already. So then I can do a Q&A then, and I'll try to do a Q&A like once every 3 months, so you guys can ask me as many questions as you want. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and keep yourself notified for future videos. Sorry you can hear my dogs in the background, they're in the garden. But for now, adios amigos.